Welcome back to Adrian's Avenue, and we have another hot topic today to talk about. Let me ask you a question. Are you living your best financial life? We often hear people when we meet them, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I'm living my best life. And some of them may be, but some of them may not be living their best life, because becomes a cliche when you meet people. Oh, I'm living the dream is another thing that they say. But are you truly living your best financial life? We're going to talk about a few things today that I want to put on your mind to see if you're living your best financial life, because you can be. I, at one point, was not living my best financial life. I've never had I've been down on my luck, totally broke story. But I did have some ups and downs as far as finances goes in my younger days. And now when I saw the light, I started doing better. I knew better. I started doing better, and I started living my best financial life. And the best is still yet to come. I may be a dreamer, but I would certainly challenge anyone and stand on the statement that wealth is within your grasp. But there are some things that we are not doing correctly, some things that are blocking our wealth. And sometimes you're so close to the problem that you can't see it. Sometimes you know what the problem is, but you don't want to address it. The first thing that we want to talk about is this heap of debt. If you have large volumes of debt, it's keeping you from your wealth. This high debt that you have, it may be credit cards, it may be car loans, it may be student loans, it may be rental property, it may be house loans, your mortgage, it may be that you can't afford right now. All of these are high amounts of debt, and they can keep you up at night, just piling debt on and on and on, especially the credit card debt, the consumer debt that's out there. You're spending tomorrow's dollars today, and then you're paying them off, but you're paying them off according to your credit card company, how they say you have to pay them off, as well as their interest rate. They tell you when to pay, they tell you how much to pay as far as the minimum amount, and they also charge you an interest rate for that money that you have left on there. So you're paying them to rent their money so that you can use it to buy things that you sometimes may not need, and you pay it off in the future, which you could end up paying twice as much for what you just bought. If the interest rates are in the 20%, the 22, 23, 24%, they have you, especially if you have a high amount of money on that credit card. They have you because they pretty much know that you can't pay it off if you're paying minimum amounts on that. So we have to be so careful, because high debts, piles and piles of debts, will affect your wealth, and it's keeping you from reaching your wealth. It's keeping you from that wealth being within your grasp. So what should you do? You have to face the music and start paying down the credit cards. There's just no way around it. Stop spending money like that, buying things on credit, and pay the credit cards down to the point where you can pay them off. It's nothing wrong with using a credit card, in my mind, if you're not paying interest. The one thing that you know about me is I hate interest. I'll pay interest on a mortgage because, at this point I have to. But credit cards, I don't pay interest on credit cards. When I buy my vehicles, I buy them outright. I don't pay interest on a car loan. So I keep my debt low. So if something were to happen, I would have the money to, pay for things that, emergencies and stuff like that. But if you have a lot of credit card debt, if you have huge amounts of debt, it's going to limit what you can do for yourself, what you can do for your family, and how you can grow that wealth in the future, because you're making payments to Bank of America, making payments to Visa, MasterCard, American Express. You're making payments to all these people, and you're not keeping the money in your hands, or you're not keeping the money where you can invest it and actually grow it for the future. So huge credit card debt, huge amounts of debt, that's keeping you from your wealth. Another thing that's keeping you from living your best financial life is either low income or unemployment. And this is something that we need to address. There are jobs out there that you can become educated on, some technical stuff that you can do, that you can start making a lot more money. There are side hustles out there while you're getting the information to get a better job that you can do. There are unemployment signs all around, and some of these places are paying quite a bit of money. So you want to look at your salary and compare to something else that you may do, because you're losing money by staying in a place that's not paying you what you're really worth or the salary that you could command somewhere else. And unemployment. If you feel like you've lost your job and you want to find that perfect job, so you're not taking other jobs, you're losing money by not working while you're looking for your perfect job. I don't know when your perfect job is going to come. Nobody can tell you that, or if it will come, if it will ever meet your specifications. But if you're not working, you're losing money. And so this is keeping you from your wealth, because you don't have money coming in so that you can do things, pay bills, so that you can save, so that you can invest. It's stopped. It's cut off. So you're kind of in a holding pattern until you find something. So find something as quickly as you possibly can. But if not, go to trade school, get educated on some things that you may not have thought about, but look at what they're paying in those areas. These days, people are not going to a 4-year college and paying all that money at a college just to get out and get a job that with the salary that you can't even pay your school loan. There are trade schools out there people are going to and starting their own businesses or working for these tech companies and making lots and lots of money. So consider that. Don't let the low money that you're bringing in or unemployment keep you from living your best life. And for most people, if you're not employed, gainfully employed, it kind of bothers you. It's kind of hard to sleep at night. You're not contributing to the household. You're not contributing to the family. And so it's something that you know you need to do. We all need to work. We all have to work unless we're retired, and you work until you retire. So this is something that we have to do. So keep that in mind, because I don't want low income or unemployment to keep you from living your best financial life. Next up, we have unhealthy spending habits. We know when we eat something unhealthy, sometimes it makes us feel kind of bad. If we eat some processed food or a lot of processed food, chips and things like that, you may lay down and you don't feel so great because you know that I shouldn't have eaten that. And normally when you walk up to somewhere where you shouldn't be eating, you know before you put it on your plate that this is not the best for me, so I'm just going to get a little bit of it, or I shouldn't be eating this, but I'm just going to do it this one time. The same with your spending habits. Sometimes you go out and you buy impulsive things that's not on the grocery list, that you know, you go down an aisle that you know that you probably shouldn't go down, and then you look at a bag of chips and say, oh, I haven't had these chips in a while, or there's 2 bags of chips for $6, so let me just go ahead and buy it. But it's not on the list, and it's unhealthy for you, and it's unhealthy for your spending habits. Impulsive buying, we know that's unhealthy for us. And some other things that we do, overspending or buying things that we really don't need, but it's on sale. If it's a sale item, I'm going to go ahead and get it because it's on sale, and I will be losing money if I don't get it. I'm going to have a video coming up. My next video, as a matter of fact, is going to be about unhealthy spending habits, so I won't spend much time on that. Just know unhealthy spending habits are keeping you from living your best financial life. Now, as easy as this, it's easy to live your best financial life by hitting that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information as it becomes available to you. And make a comment. We all have things that we can improve on. We want to live our best financial life. Send me a comment. Okay, let's jump right back in. And this is going to be specifically for single people. Married people, you guys can work it out amongst yourself. But for single people, it's depending on others to help you with your finances. And this could be a person that's moved out of the household. However, they're dependent on their family, their mother and dad, to either pay the cell phone bill or pay some kind of bill. Or if they get in trouble, they want to run back to the parents for the parents to send money. And when you do this, the parents will always have a decision on what you buy and where you live. As long as they're supporting you, they have a right to have a decision on the things that you're doing. If you're old enough to move out, you need to be old enough to stand on your 2 financial feet and become financial independent. Some kids are going back into the household. Now, if you hit a financial bump and you want to move back into the household, that's between you and your parents. But at that point, someone should give a time frame that, okay, you need to be up on your feet and out back out there again. But dependent on others for your finances is keeping you from wealth, because it's a dependency, and you don't want to be totally dependent on someone else. You need to make way for yourself. You're an individual. There are things that you can do. Everybody has to pay some type of rent or mortgage to stay somewhere. People need to feed themselves. There's transportation. Calculate all this. Find a job that will cover all of this for you. If there's other things that you need to do, because splurging on things or going out with the girls, going out with the guys, and then calling your parents and say, can you pay my cell phone bill? That's just not right. You need to take care of yourself. But there are adults in their 20s, in their 30s that are single, still asking their parents for help, still asking mom and dad to pay for this and to pay for that. And the moms and dads are paying for it, so that's between them and what they want to do. But this is keeping you from being financially. At some point in time, you should be supporting your mom or giving something back to your folks for the many years that they've sacrificed for you. I'm at that stage now where if my parents need something, I'm the one that's giving the money, or I'm the one that's doing the things that they need. They've raised us. They've spent, their life making us happy and giving us the things that we wanted and teaching us financially. And now it's my time. They've done their job. It's my time to do my job and help my parents out. So at some point in time, you need to stand on your own two financial feet. Stand firm on your own two financial feet and do what you need to do to be an adult. It's an adult life. You're out there now. If you're in your 20s and 30s and you're out of the household, it's time to be an adult and stop depending on others for your finances. You can start living your best financial life if you don't rely on someone else to do it for you. So we have discussed several things that will keep you from living your best financial life. And my question still to you is, are you living your best financial life? And only you can answer that question. Now, I know that there are certain circumstances that people fall into and things that can happen to you that will maybe delay some things. But I'm talking about the folks that are habitually doing things that are keeping wealth out of their grasp, keeping them from living their best financial life, and maybe not wanting to address it or blaming others for it. Now is the day, now is the time to take full responsibility for the things that you can do to help yourself live your best financial life. Let's go for it. Let's start today.